All right. All right, guys. Sorry, the recap is coming out a little late. It was what a day, what a day, what a day. I mean, so much to cover today. We'll go through our trades, day trades we did, then through the SPAC mania, the craziness with the SPAC, and then the midday Bitcoin craze. And then we'll go through our new swings, existing swings. We'll go through everything. So big day, guys. Started slow, but by end of the day, it was really one of the best days of last 2 weeks. Um, so okay, let's start. All right, guys. So we started with the morning. We were on the Microsoft. The first thing I was looking for this breakout on, the 1 hour candle on the Microsoft, and we had Microsoft, we had a 4 or 10 target by Oppenheimer. So, right, we had a bunch of news today. TTDs, their swing was gapping up. Meta had a breakout. And then we had Amazon news. So, Microsoft news was very interesting to me, and the chart was bullish. So, it started to hold this 3450. I was expecting a big breakout here, and I was expecting another big breakout here. So, anyways, we did a starter here, did some 340 calls. Right on the floor, I shared my thoughts on the 340 calls, and 340 calls were 280. They were $2.80, and they went up to 350. I'm not sure. I have to check. But anyways, it was a decent move on those calls. So we scaled out some calls right here in first 20 minutes, and then it dipped back, and we held the calls. This was 3450 was holding, so we held it. So the story was Microsoft for most of the day it was range bound, and I moved to the next week's options because I didn't want to burn the theta, and then finally it made the move end of the day, and we are swinging it. Overall, a profitable trade. If you added on this breakout, and if you stopped out, then that was not the right way. You have had a small starter here. Remember, I always say the first 10 a.m. push is the big one, and then it pulls back. So you have to manage accordingly. Then we were trading some uh, some low floats. This was a loser for the day. It started somewhere here. I was expecting 554 breakout right here. Did not get the breakout, held it. Finally, 5 broke, took a loss, and loss, moved on. Because if we did not move on here, then guess what, right? If you don't respect your losses, you respect your risk and your levels and your system, then you end up losing more, right? That's fine. I lost 30, 40 cents, maybe that's fine. But I didn't lose dollar or dollar and a half, on 10,000 shares, 5,000 shares, that's a lot. So anyways, moving quickly here. So this was our losing trade. RX in the morning. I kind of mismanaged it personally. We were swinging overnight when it was breaking this low and then break this low, and I respected and I took off. Although my risk was this one, right? That was my risk, but I wanted to lock my profit from yesterday, so I got out. Um, I would have, some of you got in, like I think we were talking about later in the day. Some of you got RXRX. Some of you got in back in RXX, and it was a good move later in the day. I think I guided everyone for that, and I think it's good to swing that as well. But anyways, that was my mismanagement. I got out. Then let's see, for the rest of the day, Meta, our overnight from yesterday's recap. I took some profits at the open on Meta to call out when it broke this area. So Meta was a good win from yesterday. Let's see. Let's look at some, before I go to the SPAC, let's look at some intraday trades. A big trade for us today was on this, let's look at it, SPY QQ. This trade was explicitly called on the Twitter as well. I'll show you in a minute. So So huge trade today on SPY and QQQ. Middle of the day, I saw this range building, this 450 breakout, right? We were talking about it all day. Let's see. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about this breakout right here. So I said 450 is the magnet, and when my target was 450 here, breakout starter, I held because 3450 was holding, mid of the range was stops. Our target was 450, and this target was 380. So all day trend. I love the QQ trend today. That was just amazing. So let me show you what I'm trying to say here. So yeah, let's look at it here. So SPY 450 target coming on SPY, 380 on QQQ, right? So that was our target. If I go back, slow and steady mover. This was the setup I shared, right? You can see before, and then you can see after. Very good gains on the intraday options. And if you trade PQQ, SQQ, that was a good winner for us. So this was good one. Now let's go to the SPAC mania. So our trade, this was our couple of our big trades today. We're here. I want to explain something here as well on this SPAC. So this morning we saw EDTX micro float. The first thing I was, micro float, and it started to move right here, less volume, but like I said yesterday, if something can move 100% on a small volume, it can really go crazy on the high volume. So what happened was, in this kind of trades, you cannot size crazy, right? If you are adding here, how can you define the risk? That's the problem, right? So your risk has to be wide. Right? Stock is already from 14 to 20. Then you just add 1/10 of your size. And if I was adding here, your risk was like $10, right? So $10 is a huge risk. So you don't add the full size because you know the range, right? You know the range because if the volume comes, stock can really keep going. So anyways, so if you risk $10, then you're looking to make at least $20. So that's how you position size. You cannot go if you take, let's say, if you take 2,000 shares normally, you cannot take 2,000 shares. You will take 200 shares, right? Because if 2,000 shares stock falls down $1, you are losing 2,000. On a 200 shares stock falls down $10, you're losing 2,000. So 2,000 is your risk, if 2,000 is your risk. So that's how you do, manage those trades. So I was explaining when EDTX went to $50, I was like, 50 is a psych level. So right, so that's, it breaks out, we can trade it a little bit longer right over there. So that's what happened. The shorts add, because the shorts add, keep adding, and you see holding the trend, 10-minute trend, 50 breakout, right? So we traded, I traded the 50s here. So we had some scalps. Nobody traded. I was surprised if somebody held from 20 to 80. Nobody does it. If somebody tells you, they're, it doesn't really happen. So you have to get in and out of these trades, trying to find a proper risk reward. Somebody in the room had added at highs, and 36, he was added at 46, and the stock was halted down. That was a risky add. You can't add on the higher candles. You have to add on the pullback candles, because when you chase, you skew your risk reward. So anyways, so this is called a theme, guys. When a theme starts, if a leader is going, the other stocks will go too, right? So I put out there, what did I say? I say there are rows, GGA, EDTX, that's the theme. So then what happened? The GGA was our next one. So the reason I was looking at GGA was because it made a high of 28, and then it stopped there. If I go to a smaller time frame, and these ones you can trade at smaller time frames. So it was this 28, it was pulling back right here. So I wanted to see if 28 breaks, right? And then add. So 28 goes, and remember, since the leader is going, sympathy is going. Leader goes down, sympathy goes down. So we did, I personally did EDTX, GGAA, but we did mention there was another sympathy, ROS. And then, so that was the last one. The last sympathy to catch, they all come back. It's just, this is going to come back too. There's no fundamental, there's no rhyme and reason. You just trade the price action. And I repeatedly said, these kind of trades are not for amateur new trader. You have to learn the market, be experienced enough to be trade such plays. For a normal investor, or if you are a new person looking at my trades, looking at this video, and you think, oh, market is a lottery, right? I have put $1,000 here, I made $3,000, $4,000. No, that's not how it works, right? Because trading, you can easily get burnt. So if you are new, just watch and learn, and next time be ready. So yeah, that was. So other thing you need to know is when the like when I said, when the leader fails, the sympathies fail. So EDTX fails, all will dump, and that's what happened when EDTX failed, all dumped. Imagine somebody added at 18 because he was thinking that, like EDTX, I might get 50 or 60 bucks. But guess what, right? He was immediately slaughtered. So it's imperative to understand, yes, you can make a crazy amount of money, but you can lose all your account too, right? So that's what I try to teach. That's always what I try to teach. Risk management, right? So I don't really want you guys to, okay, come here, trade and make crazy money. No, if you try to focus on the process, you will make money, or otherwise you go into the FOMO, you will lose, and you get, you're out. Just this is not the first time that we are seeing these moves. We know the personality, we know how they happen. So that takes time. So if you are new, just make a note of these, what happened today in the SPAC team. And then, as be ready next time. So sometimes it's China IPO. Today was the SPAC team. SPAC, SPAC, SPAC. Right? There was one more. FATP. Yeah, so look at it, right? So if you were late, then you were destroyed. More volume was in the main leader. Second one was in the number two, and then the other remaining smaller names, right? So that was it. And then came the big, so we started the day slow, little tiny losses. Microsoft didn't do much, but as the day started to work, we got this EDTX, GGA, the SPAC mania. Then then our other big trade was NVIDIA. Let's see, NVIDIA. Okay, I just want to show you guys the setup. I mean, these are the plays which can literally, grow your small account. These are the plays that you need to focus on if you really want to get your accounts going. Okay, let's see. So guys, here is another huge trade of the day, NVIDIA, right? So NVIDIA, I saw this breaking out, right? It was a pattern. It was a, flag or flat top breakout, tightening pattern, 1, 2, 3, it was rejected here. So I was like, NVIDIA breakout. So we added here and then added more. Then it was holding, I was guiding. There was first initially a seller at 450, but it cleared. And then we started to move ahead. So let's look at the complete history of this NVIDIA trade, right? So if I want to show you what we were talking about, right? So we were talking about cleared 450 level, right? Nothing is too high. Remember, nothing is too high. And then slowly it starts to keep moving, right? So we go, I locked some here, 454. Then I was swinging some lotos because it's all-time high breakout. You can see it's all-time high breakout. There's no resistance. And that, guess what? The after hours, the NVIDIA is at 464. Huge play. You know, this market is just so good. There was no reason to cut, and you can see, you know, how it's working out. So remember these plays, guys. You know, it's not that just a randomly picked NVIDIA, right? Because there was a reason behind why I picked up this NVIDIA. So always follow the repeatable setup. All right, guys. So that was our coin. Now we look at, sorry, that was our NVIDIA trade, and now we look at coin. So while we were on a voice live stream, and then the news came out, and then coin started jumping, right here we got the news. We have our news board in our room that gave us the news. That news was pretty significant news that XRP is not being considered as a security by the judge, and which helps the whole case, right? The whole Bitcoin, all altcoins, the whole case. So significant news. And more importantly, there was a solid flow there, right? There was a lot of call flow coming in. You know, we keep eye on the option flow that I teach for the large cap players. Always keep eye on option flow. I have a, you know, free option flow tools running for you guys on my stream. I have a bunch of option flows. So we knew that a strong move can be done, right? I personally didn't really chase, but where I did make a move was right under this $100. So when it was flagging and the calls were coming in, so I said, yes, I'm interested in the 100. You know, we added and 110 calls. There were some 110 calls coming in, right? Again on the flow. So we followed those calls, and you know, and the coin, rest is history. So swinging the coins, my target 110. It met my target. We'll see how tomorrow goes. But also look at, you know, last time we reviewed this coin, I was hoping we get a pullback to 80, and then we add, but you know, it already got the news and it pushed higher. And look at this EMA Cloud, right? EMA Cloud, right? So the reason I invented the system, because of such clarity and, you know, such significance, what it shows me, setup, right? When this downtrend line was broken over the clouds, then even then that was our risk. If you chase, then even then your risk. If you're chasing at 87, that's your risk right there. So that was coin. And not only the coin, we were talking about other sympathies, which I will talk in my swing section next. We'll discuss those. So there is also something else very important. Why was I interested in coin? Because the flag on the Bitcoin. Bitcoin was breaking out right on the yesterday's level, and then there's a big breakout here. So I know even right now the thesis is the same. If Bitcoin keeps breaking out, all the Bitcoin, the coin names, Mara, RIOT, and the Bitcoin miners, which we will discuss in our second half of our video, they will give us a continuation. And this is what gave me that conviction for my coin play. If you guys look here, people were shorting it. Why it was a wrong idea to short and get destroyed. Bullish call flow, Bitcoin breaking out, riding the EMA clouds, 100 psychological level breaking out. So that's what I was referring to. So there was no reason to short it, right? Then it met my target, and after hours, so that was good. So it was just crazy. You know, we started slow, but then, you know, we got so much. So now I'm going to talk about our swing reviews and what we are looking at our next swings. So that's what coming up next. All right, guys, now we are in a swing section of our video. So I'm going to talk about some of my existing swings, existing calls, which you might have seen on my last videos, and some new plays and some old plays, which I called out some time back and we didn't get time to review it, and some of the chart requests. These are just my opinions, and I'm just trying to educate you what is working, why it is working. Not a financial advice. I don't want you to just go blindly buy something tomorrow. The other thing, important thing is this market is really good, really hot. So while the market is good, just capitalize on it. Scale in, scale out, move the stops up, right? Because if we get a pullback, right, so then we can get back in. So let's start by talking about NEO. So NEO, I already added, and let's see intraday. So NEO, my risk is $10. So I'm trading it based upon, my one daily chart. So my expectation is, since we started talking about it, it really broke out of that level, went to 11s, came back. So now I'm scaling in, hoping that this is a retest, right? If it's a retest, ideally I would like to see 1060 hold. Worst case, the 10s, right? So dollar risk to make a maybe, $2-3, depends how much, but only a starter size now, because intraday it's bearish intraday, because mainly of Tesla and other names, because everything was EVs were coming down today. So anyways, let it work. It red day on NEO, that's fine. We move to the next one. So BJ, again, the reason why you scale out, we started this trade somewhere here, 63, hitting daily 34.50. We scaled out there, that's fine. Your risk is somewhere here, middle of the range. So this again, a red day on this swing, but that's fine. We scaled out. CVNA, there's no reason to cut. Average is lower. We took good profits yesterday. If you want to look at CVNA 1 hour chart, we can look at the 1 hour. 1 hour, almost tested the previous breakout. So 1 hour is holding, no reason to cut. So, let it work. Rivian. I think Rivian wants to. What do I say? I always say, you go to my Twitter or my website, read about the breakout rules. So this area has been acting as a magnet, right? I actually added for the breakout. I'm increasing my average that, maybe I get a breakout, but it's not coming. It's failing every time here, but that's fine. As long as it's in this range, we can, it can pull back here as long as it holds. That gives me the conviction that it'll go. So Rivian is still in play. Let it work, but the focus is the big move is done. Now the smaller risk moves. That's what we are doing. All right, so let's look at SoFi. SoFi, nothing to see here. Stops around 80. Let it work into the earnings. No problem. Roku, again, we made good on Roku on my previous commentary when we started here. So Roku, we're waiting for a breakout. Just hold it. Nothing to review. It's looking good. All right, Disney. Finally that move from, there's a move from 87. I told, put the stop there, moving, have monthly calls on them. This is a slow mover. Once it gets out of this range, we start to move back. Starbucks, this call is really started to pay us. Very simple setup. It was on a support. If you go back to see my other videos, you go to see what we talked about, in our, let's see where that chart is. That is the car. Is this one? That's the lift. This one is the facade. So anyways, we need to discuss a couple more here. Lift, Sephora, and then the rose cars. Okay. So we'll discuss those. So Starbucks, though, the thing was over the 100. That was our trade, trading it or risking the 100. So it hit 1 or 2, already profitable. Let it work, scale out, move stops to 100. Nothing else to see here. Netflix, somebody requested Netflix today. No position for me in Netflix. Maybe tomorrow we'll see if it gives us a lot of trade over this breakout. Actually, it's looking nice. Yeah, it's looking nice. Airbnb, here's our big call. I told everyone, be patient, right? if you want to see, I can show you before and after on Airbnb. Let's see before and after. All right, here we go. 1 second, let me show you guys that here. So you see, before it was consolidating right here, and after the breakout, right? So let it work. Sphere, still in sphere, nothing changed, consolidating. PayPal, another one of our community swings. Most of it in our community are swinging this. Target is 73 next. Let it work. DKNG, again, let it work. Big win for us. I don't want to go back, show you why we called. It's self-explanatory, this weekly chart. Baba, yep, Baba is going for 100, guys. Baba is going for 100. If you remember a few days ago, we talked about it, Baba, when I was stopped out, but then I said we get back in our 92. And once that 92 breakout was done, and it keeps going, right? It keeps going. So that's what you need to do. 1 second, Baba, Disney. All right. So that was Baba. Let it work. Nice reversal. Want to see EMA Cloud bullish here. RXRX. Yeah, I already discussed in the day trade recap. Keep the risk at 10. TTD, the big winner for us, big winner. Early morning, there was this thing on TDD, set to join, NASDAQ. I kind of added some more because, I scaled up in this LT name, but kind of red day. We'll see. Today's at the red. I don't like this under 10-minute 50. It can fill the gap, but we'll take that risk. We'll see what happens tomorrow. SC, we talked about it again and again. Let it work. That 56 was your level. Let me find that chart. Where is it? Right, let's see. Here you go. So idea was to risk 56 and let it work. Every day I discussed it. Again, highs. So, the risk, if you risked 56, even if you entered after it comes back, $1 or $2 risks, you already made $5, $6. It's one risk to 3 or 4 reward trade already. So that was at the DoorDash. All righty, DoorDash LT swing from 70 breakout. That was my call right here. So it's working nicely. I mean, everything is working. So we're in kind of a bull market squeeze, right? So everybody can feel genius, right? But what we do, we focus on a setup we like. We play a reasoning behind every trade. That's why we take a swing. If not, we stay away. Right. Sound requested by, last time our swing was to the 5s. I took the profits. Now, if you are in, remember your risk is 3. If it holds, we can bounce back again. Google was relative strength all day. I think tomorrow we have to breakout watch. So let's see what Google does. I'm going to add to my videos. I'm going to add a section where I, do next days. So another big winner, apps. If you saw my previous videos from last few days, apps was good for us, right? Let's look at it. Apps, right? The gap. I didn't talk much on Twitter about it, right? But this is the after chart. You see the before chart, the after chart. But in the community, everybody's banking on the apps that we already have the gap, so this was the resistance. The gap is actually pretty high because this was the previous resistance. Even if you take the gap from the close, right? It is we can still easily get 12 bucks there. Shop. So shop is breaking out. I am missing the train on shop. Any reversal, any pullback, here's a buy. Any pullback, here is a buy. Right here, 67 bucks. So You, another one of our community trade from 40s, broke out of the 45 level today. Big breakout. So let it work. $50 is the target, but if you took profit on 48, I don't blame you. Yeah, somebody wanted me to discuss fast. Nothing there. It's bearish. Don't buy it. Wait 1 second. Went to a wrong one. Okay, let's look at plug. So plug was see. Yeah, plug is interesting. Plug is breaking out. This is a play which we are interested to take a swing on. I'm still double-minded, but I like this. So if somebody in the community can remind me tomorrow, it's getting out of this base. You see EMA clouds are reversing right here. 12 holds, we see higher. The risk somewhere here at 11 bucks. Yeah, that should be okay, but let's see. We'll set some price alerts. We'll set some price alerts, guys. GDRX, another swing watch from today. All big move, don't want to chase. Don't want to chase, but GDRX is decent, right? The reversal. So we'll watch some pullback levels on this one as well, guys. Really like this name. Old growth stock, really liked by some growth traders. Lift, guys. So lift is working for us. That's fine. Let it work. Stop somewhere here. Ideally, shouldn't break 11, but well, that's what I was saying. We need little pullback here. SFR. I don't know why somebody requested SFR. Cars working. Let it work. All right, guys. So this was for the current swings and upcoming swings. And mostly our swings are working that I'm personally trading or community is trading. Few red today, but overall good market, good growth. Account is growing nicely, following the setups, not any random trades, technicals, and technicals on good companies which have some catalyst hype. So all that I will post some. I will post some trading tips more on YouTube for that. So let's now look at some Bitcoins, please. All right, guys. Since if Bitcoin breaks out of the 32,000, right, then I'm expecting a better move on a lot of these Bitcoin plays. So there are the Bitcoin miners. There are the provide equipment for Bitcoin. Like NVIDIA used to run crazy, right, due to the Bitcoin. Now NVIDIA is an AI craze and a Bitcoin craze. Imagine, right? So what I was saying was NVIDIA is already a Bitcoin player, guys. So that should be on top. NVIDIA is a Bitcoin player and NVIDIA is an AI player. So, if Bitcoin keeps going, keep eye on NVIDIA. I'm swinging it. So the coin, already talked about coin. Mara, completely missed the train on Mara, but if Bitcoin decides to break out further, Mara is not done. I will trade it, but on a smaller position. Same for RIOT. Same for RIOT. RIOT previous breakouts, wow, from 2020 trades, crazy. So yeah, RIOT is another one. Let's look at the monthly candle for RIOT. I mean, this is just, yeah. I like Mara more than RIOT, little cleaner setup. So Wolf is the Bitcoin miner. I like the chart. I won't spend much time on them. I have been talking about this in our community for a few days. GRI is another Bitcoin miner. Right, just keep eyes, guys. If you like, find a good entry. You know the rules where to enter. So CIFR, this is a good miner. CFIR, like this, we'll wait for a pullback to enter. CLFK, another beauty chart. They're just breaking out, guys. If Bitcoin really breaks out big, they are going to get follow through. So remember that. SDIG, this was the one I have already been trading. So you just have to choose one. Do your DD, dig deeper into all these names, figure out who has most from this Bitcoin place, right? So, and then make a decision. BKKT, we talked about it earlier. I didn't realize BKKT had had options too. So, all right, hot is already going. It's other names might be better, but if you can get a pullback day, then we can try getting in at hot. High. I mean, all the charts are just going crazy. Just pick one, guys. Just pick one. My favorites are I like Wolf. Gree is already paying us. Green also we have been trading in the community for some time. Yeah, I still like Gree, man. We ran to 14 last time, so there's still some room. So let me go quickly. Hive, it's okay. Coming to resistance. BITF. I'm not a Bitcoin guy, so I don't really know. I can just see the chart wise, but they're all looking really good. You just have to. I share my view I like, so I'm gonna keep focus on this. BTCM. You can always look at the volume, right? So BTCM, not much volume traded. I need more liquidity. EBON, again, no volume. Can is a decent volume. You can keep eye on this one. We'll set some price alerts. SOS. No, not interested in SOS. GBTC, good liquidity. Yeah, it's in the room. All right, BDBD. Yeah, BDBD is flagging. I like this. Reason it's because look at the volume, 10 million. Still not a big volume for an average day, but it's not bad. So we'll see. We'll discuss in the room. FDIG, yeah, FDIG discussed. So guys, this is that. So we keep eye on a Bitcoin plays. So do your DD. If you find something Bitcoin play which is the strongest, just say in the comment. That Rip, you really need to focus on this particular one. I will do that. But I do like hot. I like Gree, CIFR, Wolf, like that, like the right. Have a couple of those. All right, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.